Our pleasure now to welcome back to the show Mystics guard Sonia Citron. Got a chance to talk to Sony, of course, at Mystics Media Day. She and the team have now touched down in Minneapolis, where they will take on the Lynx tomorrow night. Sony, welcome back to the show. How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. Very happy to have you on. Obviously excited to see y'all get back in action tomorrow night. And had a lot of fun, by the way, listening to the Men in Blazers show the other night that you and Georgia visited. For those that don't know, Sony and Georgia Amore were guests on the women's game, their live show for Men in Blazers, Sam Mewis, Raj Bennett, all them ahead of the U.S. women's national team being here in D.C. tonight. Sony, when whoever it was that asked you, hey, you want to do a live show in front of like 1,000 people with Georgia to talk about soccer? What was your response, and how much fun was it to ultimately do it?
So it's actually funny. They asked Georgia, and then Georgia is the one that asked me, and was like, hey, they were curious if like you would be down to do it as well. And I was like, sure, why not? Like I love soccer, and I was also under the impression that it was a podcast. So I'm thinking like, she was like, you want to do this podcast? And I was like, yeah, like it would be fun, I'm thinking like 4 people in a room, me, Georgia, the other people, some like a microphone, like you think, when you think
right.
of podcast. And then the day of, I was like, I knew Kiki was coming to just like support us. And I was like, so is it just going to be Kiki, or like will there be other people there? Like I'm thinking Kiki will just be on the couch, like listening to it in real time. And Georgia was like, oh no, like there'll be a crowd. And I was like, okay. And now like in my head I'm thinking like what kind of crowd, you know what I mean? Like,
right, like what did I just sign up for?
What kind of crowd is this going to be? Like whatever. And then I get there and Georgia finally tells me like, oh yeah, like it's a live podcast since they're here. So it's going to be live. It's going to be in front of people. And then like the person that was running the show, or like managing or directing the show was like, oh yeah, like it's a great crowd. You guys are going to love it. There's like 600 people here. And I was like, what? I was like, oh my goodness, this cannot be real. But that's just who I am. But it was super fun, super cool. A very, very cool experience. Again, like I've always loved soccer. I still do. So just to be able to talk to them and do it with Georgia, like it was really fun. So yes, I was not like, that's not what I signed up for, but I ended up enjoying it. So
I love that. That's great. And specifically, like Men in Blazers is a very specific show. And Roger Bennett, who has been on the show before, and I've been lucky to know a little bit over the years. He's a very funny man. So like, not only do you not know that you are going in front of a crowd of 600, when you are hearing Raj and Sam Mewis like do their, for lack of a better word, monologue, and like Raj is cracking all these jokes, like how much worse is the "what did I get myself into" feeling?
It wasn't too bad because we had talked to him before. Like he came before the show even started and just gave us a rundown of like what we would be talking about, what he would be asking us. And obviously when I met him, like he was awesome, like you said, really funny, outgoing, just made us feel both like really comfortable. And he like loved the fact that I used to play soccer, and not only that, but it was like my number one sport. So like it was cool to talk to him about that. But yeah, we had talked to him before, so that didn't really make it worse. If anything, it made it better because I knew that he would keep it light and funny, and if it was ever awkward, like he would probably crack a joke and help me out, But
he's definitely good for that.
Yes.
Yeah. And by the way, if you ever want to make him feel uncomfortable, give him a compliment. He's very English and hates it so much. Oh my God. He is known, Sony, for doing these very incredibly well-written complimentary introductions when he has guests on. And I basically turned the tables on and did that to him. He was squirming in his chair. He hated it so much. Yeah. So if you want to make Roger Bennett uncomfortable, just say something nice about him. He'll hate it. Sonia Citron's with us here on the Hoffman Show. So you've talked about it more extensively on the show, but you've mentioned it here that soccer was your number one sport growing up. How do you think that shaped you? Like playing that sport shaped you as a basketball player?
Yeah, a lot of people ask me this question, and I feel like I honestly am not sure, but I know that it did help me for sure. Like, I feel like, well, one, like when I was playing soccer, it helped me be in the best shape of my life. So that helped me with basketball, but obviously, I mean, I don't play soccer anymore, so that doesn't still help me. But I think I I would like to say that it like has helped me kind of learn how to like move on the basketball court.
That makes
I don't
sense.
know if that's true, but
Well,
I'm just gonna go with it and
yeah, well,
say
I know Steve
like
Nash used to talk about this a lot because he played soccer a lot growing up in Canada, and he talked about the movement, and the big thing for him was like the spatial awareness, like how he
yeah.
was able to pass. He attributed back to soccer. I don't know if that rings true for you or not.
Yeah, I would say like I feel like I love to cut and I time my cuts pretty
Mm,
well. Like let's say behind the defense or just knowing kind of when to cut. And I feel like that is something that you definitely do in soccer. Like
yeah.
know when to make a run, when to like just like you said, like kind of this spacing and that awareness. So I would definitely say that it helped me with that. Like probably like I unknowingly like got that from basketball because I never really thought about it until like people like you ask me, and I'm like, oh, let me think about that actually.
Yeah, no, it definitely there's something there. What we'll figure it out over the years, but there's definitely
Yeah.
something there. Two other things I wanted to ask you about, kind of adjacent to that, or to the show the other night. There was a comment that Georgia made when talking about the crowd, and you guys went to the Spirit game and have seen how rowdy things get at Audi Field. Obviously, folks coming out to Care First Arena, the crowds are great there, and she talked about the culture of sports in DC and specifically of women's sports in DC and how that like really affects you guys as players. She got to talk about that on that show. I'd love for you to talk about that on this show. What did you make of kind of that concept of culture and how it can feed off of the crowds and how those crowds even cross sports over to what the Spirit do at Audi Field?
Yeah. I mean, I think like Georgia said, it's just an amazing atmosphere, and she talked about like culture, and I think that's super, super important, like not just like being, oh, it's the Mystics, and then, far away, it's the Spirit, like having that culture and that community piece, I think is huge. And like you said, like the fans, I said this on the show, but the fans like make or break your experience. I fully believe that. And I
Mm,
think we saw that during COVID when you weren't allowed to have anybody in the stands. Like they really make the experience special and make it what it is. Like, yes, we do the playing, but they make the atmosphere like an amazing place to play in. So I think just having that crossover and having fans that like to watch basketball, like to play, like to watch soccer, or just like to support the DC community as a whole, I just think it's really, really important and something that's super special. And then even having that connection between sports, athlete to athlete, I think we all can understand just being professional athletes, like what it takes and just how hard it is. So kind of having that connection, that support from your peers and just fellow DC athletes, I think it's really, really cool.
You guys were there the other night with Tara McKeown. Georgia told the story of how Croy Bethune sent her a text after she had her injury. Are there any of your peers, whether it's Spirit or any of the players on the Wizards or anybody else in town that you've really enjoyed connecting with since you've been here?
Um, Honestly, not really. Besides, I would say just like the Wizards, just because we're in the same practice facility.
Right.
So we get to we see them a lot, and they're always working out just like we are. So we kind of have that similar grinds. But I think everything has been so hectic lately. But I do want to go to more Spirit games, go to more like baseball games, hockey games, and like build those relationships. But so far,
You've been a little
haven't been
busy.
able to do that too much, but it's definitely, on the radar.
Yeah, for sure. You got done playing at Notre Dame. You get drafted. You're here. You're doing media days, and next thing you know, here we are talking again. What are we? 17 games into the season already. It's crazy how fast it
Yeah,
goes.
it
And
is.
I'll wrap up with this. We actually talk a little basketball with you, Sonia. Imagine that.
Oh,
I,
wow.
I know we're only 10 minutes into the interview. I think it was about time. I think people will watch you play and be like, oh my gosh, she started so well. It looks effortless. But being a rookie in the league and knowing how hard you work, how introspective you are, I'm sure there has been a learning curve, even if it's been hard to see from the outside. So especially with the run you've had, 20 points in 3 of your last 4 games, the rebounding numbers have been outstanding as well. What are some things that you're starting to pick up on, and what's it been like to experience these first 17 games and the improvement that you've made during them here in your rookie season?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been amazing. It's been really fun. I think one of the funnest things about it is that I get to learn every game, and like you said, there's definitely like a huge learning curve, and I have my teammates, my coaches, like just the whole staff to thank for helping me through all of it. And yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot that goes into it. Like every single day with my position coach, we will watch film, really break it down, try to understand where I can get better, and then do like at least 20, 30 minutes of just nothing rigorous on the body just because of how often we play, but just little things that it doesn't seem like a lot, but when you do it every single day, like it really builds up. And like he'll tell me, and I don't even realize it, but he'll tell me like, oh, I see you doing something that we've worked on. And just hearing that from him is really, really cool because, again, it's something that I don't even realize I'm doing, but just, I mean, like you said, 17 games in, like he's seen progress, and it's cool to hear that because we put the work in. But I would say I feel like the biggest thing or things that I am trying to get better at and doing so is like it's kind of the mental aspect of it. You don't realize how big the little things are. So like coming off of screens tighter or using your body to create space, like things like that, because everybody is bigger, stronger, taller, faster. Like there's little things that really just help. And I feel like those are the things that I've been able to improve on and will try to like continue to do so. And that applies to like things like getting open, when they top block you or when they're just like little things that just, again, don't seem like a lot, but like are super important.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. The margins are so small at the top level, and you just if you know what you're looking for, you can see it, and it's been really fun to watch. Last question here for Sonia Citron, Mystics rookie, and again, Mystics links tomorrow night. You can hear it here on the Team 980. Shakira Austin, the last couple of weeks since she really got healthy, got back in the starting lineup. The minutes restriction came off, and it was like she was just let out of a cage. You obviously knew about Shakira, as a player. I'm sure watching her, she's had fits and starts of this throughout her W career. But to see this version of Kira and to like see it every day, what's it like to see someone playing this sport at this level, at that level?
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. I think we all knew Kira had it in her, and just to see her be able to do that and consistently do it and just keep getting better and really see her growth. I mean, it's been awesome. Like I'm so proud of her, and we all knew she was that good, but again, just seeing it happen in real time, and even like day to day, you just see her getting better. Like she's becoming like not only scoring and rebounding, but becoming a playmaker, getting assists, getting steals, like just touches every facet of the game, and has truly just been such a difference maker. Like you said, came into the starting lineup, has been such a force to deal with in the paint. But yeah, and I see every day how hard she works. So again, just to see that and see her succeed and do well, I mean, it's as a teammate, like it's awesome. It's amazing. I love seeing that, and I know she's only going to get better.
And if only she was any fun to be around. She's just like such a shy, quiet person, and
yeah,
never lets
so
anybody
shy,
know
just
about.
Like me.
Yeah, basically the same. Sonia Citron with us here on the Hoffman Show. Sony, great to chat as always. We'll do it again later this season. Best of luck tomorrow night and over the weekend, and we'll chat soon.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Sonia Citron, everybody, with us here on the Hoffman Show. Again, it's Lynx Mystics from Minnesota tomorrow night at 8 o'clock.
Hey, this is DA, and you're listening to The Hoffman Show on the Team 980 and the Odyssey app.